Good morning, everybody. It's Mrs. Louks here with today's Read Aloud. So, in some informational text that we read, the reader can identify the author's perspective, which is his or her opinion or belief or claim about the topic. Today, we're going to think about whether or not you share the same perspective as the author, because sometimes you agree with an author, sometimes you don't. So, I want you to show me a thumbs up if you are scared of being stung by a bee. Now, show me a thumbs up if you think bees are annoying. And show me a thumbs up if you wish we didn't have bees. And now turn and talk with someone near you and tell them your perspective or your opinion about bees. So today we're going to read Give Bees a Chance. So what are you thinking already just by looking at the title? What are you thinking? What is your guess about the author's perspective about bees? What do you think the author's opinion of bees is? All right, well, we're going to read the story and we're going to find out. Enjoy. Give Bees a Chance by Bethany Barton. Give Bees a Chance. Words and Pictures by Bethany Barton. This is my best buddy Edgar. We love all the same things, like board games and dinosaurs, strawberries and honey, and of course, bees. Except that I don't really like bees. Sure you do. Didn't I tell you there are about 25,000 different kinds of bees to love? European honeybee, squash bee, mining bee, leafcutter bee, eastern carpenter bee, southeastern blueberry bee, yellow-faced bee, horn-faced bee, cellophane bee, wool carder bee, metallic green bee, sweat bee, cuckoo bee, common bumblebee. Maybe. And then I told you all about the 3 types of honeybees. Queens, just 1 per hive. Large, fertile female. Job, make all the baby bees. Drones, 300 to 500 per hive. Large males with no stinger. Job, find a queen to mate with. And workers, 30,000 to 80,000 per hive. Small, sterile females with stingers. Job, everything else. Gather nectar, pollen, and water. Make honey. Feed baby bees. Build and protect the hive. Make royal jelly to feed the queen. And more. Ah, get them away from me. Blow gently on bees to make them scatter. Whew, thanks. Like I was saying, I don't like bees. But why? Mostly because of their stingers and attached venom sacs, which are the cause of painful bee stings. That part you told me last week. Last Sunday, Edgar, brave tears, the ouch, super mean bee, stinger. But that was just 1 bee. Couldn't you still give bees a chance? Maybe I just need to remind you how cool and weird a honeybee's anatomy is. 5 eyes, 3 tiny simple 1 lens eyes called ocelli, 2 large compound eyes with thousands of lenses, 2 stomachs, honey stomach or crop for turning nectar into honey, bee stomach for digesting nectar, 4 wings locked together for flying, then come apart for easy storage. 6 legs, complete with pollen basket, an area on the hind legs that can store almost 1,000,000 grains of pollen. Stinger, ouch. Maybe you just need some time to get to know them. How about millions of years? You know, bees lived with dinosaurs. Scientists have found bee fossils from millions of years ago, and even ancient Egyptians kept bees. hieroglyphic symbol for bee. In fact, honey from bees was found in Egyptian tombs, and it was still edible. Ooh, honey! Perfect. Maybe you just need some honey. Bees make honey. Why are you telling me all this stuff? So you'll give bees a chance. Once you learn how great they are, you're bound to fall in love with them. Check out how honey is made. A bee gathers nectar from flowers. Nectar goes into a special honey stomach called a crop. Contents of the crop are spit up into a new bee's mouth. The new bee breaks down the sugars of the nectar within her own crop. This processed nectar is passed along to several more bees, who each break down the nectar in their crops until it becomes honey. Then the honey gets barfed into a honeycomb cell and fanned by the wings of bees to evaporate moisture. Lastly, it's sealed with beeswax to keep it safe until it's eaten. Did you say barf? Just 1 pound of honey takes 2 million flowers and thousands of bees to create. Ah, too many bees! Blow gently on bees to make them scatter. It looks like I haven't convinced you just yet. Nope, because they're all gonna sting me. Oh, well, bees do sting sometimes, but not because they're mean. Stinger stories. Bees only sting to defend themselves. You look delicious. Back off. Or to avoid getting squished or smashed. In fact, many bees lose their stinger after attacking, which is sort of like your hand disappearing if you pinch your sister. Also, wait, what are you wearing? Bee armor. That's not going to work. It was designed for dragons. I think it can handle bees. Well, there is a kind of armor that beekeepers wear, but it looks quite a bit different. It allows them to collect honey and beeswax without getting stung by startled bees. White collar puts bees at ease. Veil protects eyes and neck. Suit and gloves cover skin. Beehive frame filled with honeycomb. Hive boxes with removable frames for bees to build honeycomb in. You know, I love honey, but I'd be willing to give it up forever to never see a bee again. But giving up bees means giving up so much more than just honey. Some scientists say bees are responsible for 1/3 of all the fruits and vegetables we eat. Bees have a big impact on the food chain. You see, in order for plants to grow fruits and vegetables, they need the right ingredients: sun, water, pollen. A major ingredient they need is pollen. But since flowers can't move, they can't always get pollen from each other. I want to make a strawberry. Throw me some pollen. I don't have arms. That's where bees fly in. A bee's fuzzy body catches pollen from flowers. Pollen falls into the next flower the bee visits. They act as a pollen delivery service, helping give flowers the ingredients they need. A single bee can visit over 1,000 flowers a day, making bee pollination powers unparalleled, which means without bees, there'd be a lot less yummy stuff to eat. And bees are disappearing in large numbers. Missing. Name bee. Occupation pollinator. Possible reasons for disappearance: pesticides, parasites called varroa mites, lack of bee-friendly flowers, pollution. Bees actually need our help. Okay, I take it back. I don't want bees gone. I even sort of want to help them, as long as they don't sting me. Planting bee-friendly flowers is a great way to help the bee population. Won't that attract more bees? Hopefully, yes. but just approach a bee like you would a dog you don't know. Don't get too close and don't try to touch it. Unless you're a flower, it should lose interest and fly away. And if more people like you give bees a chance, they might just have, well, a chance to make the world a sweeter place. Now, have I told you how much I love bears? All right, now that we've read the story, we can now identify the author's perspective on bees. We can kind of guess how she feels about them and how she believes humans should feel about them. What is the author's perspective about bees? What's her opinion or belief about bees? Yeah, she thinks they are worth saving. She thinks they're good for the environment. She thinks that we shouldn't be so scared of them and that we should give bees a chance. So before reading, I asked you to think about your own perspectives about bees. And then we listened to the author share her perspective about bees. So how is your perspective about bees the same or different as the author's perspective? Some of you might have agreed with her perspective. Some of you might not agree. So when you're reading informational text on your own, stay alert for the author's perspective about the topic. Think about how your perspective is the same or different as the author's. Be sure to go over to the Pear Deck slide that's on the next video here and fill out the exit ticket. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye!